To start off this top, we're first going to grab our category 4 yarn, make a slip knot. We're going to grab our 5mm hook, and we're going to start off by making a base chain. Well, I'm going to start off by making a base chain of 2 inches. We're going to start by making our rectangle cups. And if you guys need to know how to make them in different sizes, I'll have that video linked for you guys in the description as well as on the screen somewhere. Once when you have your chain, you're going to block off that last chain. Chain up 3, this counts as a double crochet, prepare for a double crochet, insert your hook into that loop that we blocked off, or the 4th loop from the hook, and then we're just going to be putting 1 double crochet into every chain that we have, going back down. Once when you get here, we're just going to do another row of double crochet, so we're going to chain up 3, this counts as a double crochet, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, and then go back down, putting 1 double crochet into every loop. And we're going to keep going with this until the bottom of our work that we have right now reaches up to about mid boob, and for me that's going to be roughly 2 inches. So I'll meet you guys back once we have this solid block of double crochet. We now have our little block of double crochet, and now we're going to start working on the curved portion of this rectangle cup. So what we're going to do from here is chain up 3, flip our work, and then we're going to be putting 1 double crochet into every loop, just like how we've been doing, but we're going to leave that last loop that we have in this row because we're going to be doing an increase of 5. We put 1 double crochet into every loop, leaving the last loop right here because we're going to do an increase of 5 like I said. So we're going to prepare for a double crochet, go into that last loop that we have in this row, and we're going to be putting a total of 5. So we're going to put 4 more. We have 1, this is 2, 3, 4, and 5, all into that middle loop. And once we get here, we're working in all of these side double crochets. So we're just going to be putting 2 double crochet into each side double crochet. There's 1, there's 2, let's go do another. Prepare for a double crochet, go into the next one with 2 double crochet, and then into this last one. And once when we reach the end, which is where we're at, we're going to chain up 3. This counts as a double crochet, flip our work, and then we're going to go in with 1 double crochet into every loop until we reach our increase of 5 that we just did in the previous row. And then I'll show you guys what to do from there. We now have 1 double crochet into every loop until we reached our increase of 5 right here. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this corner loop. And once we reach here, we're going to do another increase of 3, but into that 3rd loop or the middle one that we have. So into the first 2 loops, we're just going to be putting 1 double crochet. So here's 1 loop, prepare for a double crochet into the next loop, 1, and then now we're at the middle loop or the 3rd one, and all we're going to do is put 3 double crochet into that guy. So there's 1, 2, 3. Once we have our increase of 3 into the middle of our increase of 5 in the previous row, we're just going to go down the rest of our work, putting 1 double crochet into every loop. And then once we get to the end, we're going to chain up 3, that counts as a double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet all the way back. We're going to be doing another increase of 3 into the middle of this increase of 3, but I'll show you guys how to do that one more time. We've now double crocheted back down our work, and we have made it to our increase of 3 that we did in the previous row. As you can see, here's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're basically going to do the same thing that we did at our increase of 5, except we only have 3. So we're going to prepare for a double crochet, insert our hook into that first loop with just 1 double crochet, and into the second loop, which is also the corner loop, we're going to be putting another increase of 3. So here's 1, 2, and 3. And then from here, you guys guessed it, we're going to prepare for a double crochet and then go back down our work, putting just 1 double crochet into every loop. And then we're going to continue doing this. Once we get to the end, it's going to be the same. Chain up 3, double crochet once into every loop, do an increase of 3 into this corner increase of 3 that we have right here, and then keep going back and forth until this fits you. Just as a reference, mine is going to be a base of 5 and then a height of 4 inches. Meet you guys back once when we have both of our cups done. This is what things are looking like once when we have both of our cups done, and now we're going to start working on our little bottom band that we're going to have. And this is going to be a little bit different than how we do our other stuff. So I'm first going to grab my yarn, and yes, I am alternating colors. Both of these yarn colors will be in the description if you guys are curious. But we're going to grab our next color, and then you're going to want to put these cups up to you to see how far out you want your bottom band to go out from the cups. And I'm just going to make a chain of 2 inches first. Once we have our chain, we're going to grab just one of our cups, and we're going to insert our hook into the cup corner, and we're going to attach our chain onto our cup. So we're just going to yarn over, pull through everything. And then from here, we're just going to be putting 1 single crochet into every loop that we have going back down. So it's 1 single crochet into each of these loops. Once we reach these side double crochets, we're going to be putting 2 single crochets into each of those. And then I will show you guys how to connect the second cup once we reach the end of this cup. This is what we got so far. We have our chain and then our single crochet along the bottom side of 1 cup. And now we're going to attach the next cup. And how I do that, I'm just going to make a chain of 1 and then attach the next cup. But if you want this gap in between the cups to be bigger, go ahead and add as many chains as you guys like. But I'm happy with mine, so I'm going to grab my next one. And then we're going to attach it to the inner corner of this cup. So we're going to count up 1, 2, 3, because remember we did a chain up 3. Once we get here, we're going to yarn over, pull through, and then same rules apply. We're going to be putting 2 single crochet into each of these side double crochet, and then we're going to single crochet all the way down. Once we reach the end of the cup, you're going to do whatever measurement you did on the outside of this cup. Make sure that the chains are the same amount because you don't want them to be uneven. But once we have that, I'll meet you guys back. We now have our chain to single crochet to chain, single to chain. And now we're going to start working on the actual bottom band portion. So from here, we're just going to be doing a row of single crochet, just going back across everything that we just made. So we're going to block off that last loop, chain up 1, insert your hook into that loop that we blocked off or the second chain from the hook, and we're just going to go all the way down with single crochet. We have now made our way all the way down with just our regular row of single crochet, and now we're going to do a row of net. So we're going to chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 3 count as a double crochet. We're going to flip our work. We're going to prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, go into the loop after that with a double crochet. And from here, we're going to do this one more time. Chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, double crochet into the loop after that. And then we're going to keep doing this all the way down. We are now finished up with our first row of net, and our row that we're going to do after this is going to be a row of shells. So how we're going to do that is chain up 3, flip our work. We're going to prepare for a double crochet, and then into this first double crochet loop that we have, we're not going into the big gaps, but into this first loop, we're going to be putting 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. And this is our first shell. Once we have this, we're going to chain out 1, prepare for a double crochet. We're going to skip the next double crochet post, go into the next double crochet post with just 1 double crochet. We're going to chain out 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 post, and then do a shell into the next one. So here's 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, all into the same loop. And then this is what we should have. And then we're going to keep doing this all the way down. We just made our way down with our first row of shells, and I will be switching out my colors. If you guys aren't, then you guys can go ahead and finish off this row regularly. I'm just going to show you guys how I finish this off. So I'm going to prepare for a double crochet, insert my hook into that last loop that we have, and we're going to kind of finish our double crochet. So we're going to pull through, yarn over, pull through until you just have 2 loops on our hook, and then you're going to grab your next color, place that onto the hook, and you're just going to pull that through those 2 loops that was already on the hook. And once we have that, we can chain up 3 because that helps us work our way up to the next row, because we will be doing the same thing, but also we can cut our base color, which is the original color, and then tie the 2 tail ends together, and then we will be all done. I just went ahead and cut my original color and tied them together, and then we already did a chain up of 3, so we're going to chain up 1 extra so that we can work our way over to this next shell. We're going to flip our work, prepare for a double crochet, and into that shell gap that we have, we're going to be putting 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, here's 1, here's 2, chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, go into this next loop, with a double crochet. And from here, chain 1 and do a shell into the next shell gap. And then we're going to keep doing this until we make it all the way down. And this is going to be the pattern for the bottom band. I'm going to do this for just a couple more rows, but I'll meet you guys back when I have all of my rows done, just to show you guys what it looks like. But you guys can make it as long or as short as you guys want. And I'll meet you guys back once we have all that done. And I will be alternating colors as well. I just finished up doing this bottom band, and from the first row of single crochet all the way down to the bottom, I have 4.5 inches. And then the last thing that we have to do for this guy is just put in a row of single crochet from one end all the way down to the other end of our bottom border. And then all these loops that we made with our chain up 3 to get to our first shell actually counts as our back loops. So we don't have to go in making any more loops for the side so that we can have a corset back tie. So from here, we're going to be working into all of these side double crochets. So all we're going to do is chain up 1. I already have my chain up of 1. And then we're going to be putting 2 single crochet into each of these side double crochet. And then you're going to do this all the way down. Once we make it to the end, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're now all finished doing our little side border, I guess, of single crochets on both sides, and now we're just going to finish this top up by doing our little center details. So what we're going to do, I've already inserted my hook into this corner piece and inserted my yarn onto my hook. So what we're going to do, we're just going to pull that through. We're going to chain up 4. The first 3 count as a double crochet. Prepare for a double crochet. We're going to skip 1 loop, insert our hook into the loop after with a double crochet. This is going to be a row of net, so it's going to mimic the bottom of our border that we have right here. So let's do this again. Chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, and then double crochet into the loop after. And then we're going to keep doing this until we get to this increase of 3 that we did into the cup. So we just did our row on top of the cup until we reached our increase of 3, and as you guys can see, my last double crochet that I'm going to be putting in touches the increase of 3. It doesn't need to be the first one like how this one is, or it doesn't need to be the middle one. Just as long as you guys reach that increase of 3, we're good. But once we have this, we're going to want to put this up to ourselves to see the gap that we have in between each cup, and then we're going to make a chain that matches that gap. So I already put mine up, and I just need to make a chain of about 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and make that. And then I'm going to prepare for a double crochet, and then I'm going to put my double crochet into the next cup, the same spot where we ended our double crochet into the previous cup. So this went into my first double crochet that was in the increase of 3. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to take a look at this increase of 3 and then insert my hook into that same loop with a double crochet. And from here, we're going to chain 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, insert our hook into the loop after, and then just continue in with our row of net, and then we're going to switch out our colors once we get to the end of this row. We've made our way all the way over to the end of our first row of net, and then the row after this is going to be exactly the same as the rows that we did for the bottom band. So this is going to be a chain 1, double crochet, chain 1 shell, each into every other double crochet post that we have. So just as a quick refresher, we're going to chain up 3, that counts as a double crochet, chain up 1 extra, so 4 in total. Flip our work, we're going to prepare for a double crochet, skip 1 loop, and then we're going to put our shell into the loop after that. And by loop, I mean double crochet post. So we're skipping this post, going into the next double crochet loop. So there's our first 2 double crochet, chain 2, prepare for a double crochet, put 2 more into that same loop. And then once we have that, we're going to chain out 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip this double crochet post, put 1 double crochet into the next. We're going to do this one more time, so chain out 1, prepare for a double crochet, skip this double crochet post, go into the one after that with a shell, so 2 double crochet, there's 1, there's 2, chain 2, and then 2 more into that same loop. Here's 1, and here is 2. And then depending on how you guys end, it's going to be a little bit different. If you guys end like me, if you guys end on a shell, then all we're going to do is just prepare for a double crochet and then do a shell into this first double crochet post that we have into this next cup. But if you guys ended on a double crochet, just one double crochet post, go ahead and chain out as many as you guys need to make your way over to the next one, and then continue doing the same pattern on this cup. It's just going to mirror this side of the cup. So just like I said, since mine ended on a shell, I'm just going to go in with a shell into that next gap that we have. So 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. And then we're going to do this all the way down. Once we get to the end, I'm going to switch out my colors. We have our first row of shells done, and the next row is going to be exactly the same. I've already went ahead and switched out my colors. So just as a quick refresher, chain up 4, first 3 count as a double crochet, flip our work, and then into each shell we're going to do another shell, into each double crochet post we're going to do another double crochet post, all with a chain 1 in between. Once we make it to the end, we're going to switch out our colors, but I'll meet you guys back when we get there. We've made our way to the end with our next row of shells, and I have switched out my color. And now, since we're working our way up towards the neck, we're going to need this to taper in just a little bit. So we're going to do an increase on the ends. So we're going to chain up 3. This counts as a double crochet. We're going to flip our work. And then into this first shell, what we're going to do, we're going to prepare for a double crochet and just put 1 double crochet into that shell. And then that counts as our decrease. And then everything else is going to be the same. So we're going to chain out 1, prepare for a double crochet into this double crochet post. We're going to put a double crochet, chain 1, a shell into the shell, and then we're going to continue doing this until we get to this last shell, and I'll show you guys how to do the decrease one more time. We've just done our double crochet post right before we get to this last shell that we have. So all we're going to do is chain up 1, prepare for a double crochet, and then put 1 double crochet into that shell, and then we're going to prepare for a double crochet, and then we're going to insert our hook into this loop that we have that's right next to our shell with a double crochet, but we will be switching out our colors, so don't finish it off, and then insert your color, tie it, and then I'll show you guys what to do next. My colors are all switched out, and this is what things are looking like with our decrease, and then we're just going to do the same thing that we did in this previous row. Same thing directly on top. So we're going to chain up 3, flip our work, prepare for a double crochet into this first double crochet post. Just put 1 double crochet, and then from here chain 1, double crochet, chain 1 shell, and then whatever pattern you guys have here, it could be a little bit different, could be a little bit wider, but whatever it is, just continue doing the same thing all the way across. I just finished up doing our second decrease row of our shells, and we are nearly finished. I'm just going to do a row that helps us get that scoop neck pattern that we always like. So into this first row, and might I say really quickly, this is going to be different for everyone depending on how many loops and shells you guys have, but it's really easy. So I'm first going to start off by chaining up 5. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This counts as a treble crochet, and then we're going to flip our work. And then basically we're going to be doing treble crochets until we decide to do doubles, half doubles, and then doubles, trebles again, so that we get that scoop that we always try to get. So into this next one, we're going to prepare for a treble crochet. So we're going to yarn over twice, insert our hook into that next loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And we should have 2 treble crochets right next to each other. And just into each of these double crochets that we have, so this double crochet post, we have a chain 1 into this shell, and then we don't really have a loop right here, but we're going to be going into this as well, and then into this shell gap, chain 1, double crochet post. We're all going to be working into those. So from here we're going to chain 1 because we have a chain 1 in the previous row, and then I'm going to go straight into doing double crochets. So I'm going to put 1 double crochet into this double crochet post that we have in the previous row. So here's a double crochet, chain 1, and then I'm going to be putting a half double crochet into this shell. And then from here we don't have a chain 1 or a loop to go into, but we are going to be putting a half double crochet just into this middle gap. So we're going to chain 1, prepare for a half double crochet, just insert your hook into that big gap that we have right in the middle with a half double crochet, and then this is the middle, so whatever we did on this side, we're going to mimic it on this side. So really quickly, chain 1, half double crochet into this shell gap, chain 1, double crochet into this double crochet post, and then chain 1, do 2 treble crochets into those last 2 loops. So we're going to yarn over twice, insert our hook into that next one, We're going to yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and we're going to do the same thing one more time. So prepare for a treble, insert our hook into that last loop, yarn over, pull through. We're going to pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then we have our nice scoop neck. Once we have this, we're actually all done, so we're going to chain up 1 and cut. Once when we have chained up 1 and cut right where the neck is, this is what our work is looking like, and we are nearly done. We just need to clean up the sides a little bit. Just do a row of single crochet and then do the neck straps and the back straps, but we will do those together. We're now about to start doing our row of single crochet, just going up the sides and works our way up to the neck strap. But once when we get here, we're actually going to insert our hook into the base and not into the cup, just so that it can be a little bit more seamless. So whatever is the first loop that our cup is into, we're just going to insert our hook into that same loop. We're going to grab our yarn, insert that onto our hook, pull through, chain up 1 to secure. And then we have a bunch of side double crochets to go into. So all we're going to do is just put 2 single crochet into each of these side double crochets, going all the way up. And then right before we start making the chain, we have our treble crochet, and into the treble crochet, instead of putting 2 single crochet, we're going to put 3 single crochet. And once we make it to the end, we're not going to cut and tie, because that is the opportune time to start doing the neck strap. Once we reach this corner, I'm just going to make a regular chain of 18 inches. Once when I have that chain, I'm going to chain up 1 and cut, and then do the same thing on the other side. We just finished up doing our neck straps, and the last thing that we have to do is make a back strap so that it can weave in and out of all of these loops that we left for ourselves. And I just made a very regular chain of 50 inches, and then once when we have that, the last thing we have to do is just weave in all of our ends. Now that we are done weaving in the ends, this is our finished top. This is so cute. I'm so excited to see how y'all remake this, mainly to see if y'all make it in different colors. But if y'all like this piece just as much as I do, or any other piece on the channel for that matter, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It's right beneath the video. It lets YouTube and I know you're enjoying the videos, and it goes a long way to helping the channel grow and gain some traction. But if you didn't like it, leave me a thumbs down, but be sure to let me know why you didn't like it, or if you have any questions, requests, or if you just want to say what's up. I usually reply pretty quick. If you love it, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's right beneath the video. It'll let you know when there's a new video uploaded to the channel, get you a bit more priority for requests, and it goes a really long way to helping the channel grow so I can keep making great videos for you guys. If you're already subscribed, huge thanks to you guys, but please hit that notification bell to know when there's a new upload for you right away, and please share with your crafty friends. Every bit helps. Links to the yarn and the hooks will be in the description. If you buy something using those links, that also goes towards helping out the channel. Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest links are down there as well. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see y'all in the next one.